Man, I love it what you said, right? Earn as you learn. Came in with zero experience. I'm similar to Roberto. 3 years back in the past, I had zero sales experience. Zero, zero, zero. I came from construction. I just mentioned, I was swinging hammers and using tools. I did more like fine, really fine work. What I did was very meticulous. It was high end commercial work. No experience. But like you said, Roberto, I luckily I had an excellent mentor, and I trusted him. I trusted the process. I came in with the plan. I knew that I didn't. I love the for those of you that were at day one. I loved how Mr. Sam Bean had everyone stand up. Hey, you on the left, you on the right. The person that asked a bunch of questions. Where are the panels from? What is polycrystalline? What is it? Well, the person on the left is just following instructions, trusting your mentor. You've seen how the momentum that you build, the team that you build, and just how much farther you get. You're going to learn no matter what. Just some questions are excellent questions, but some things you just have to, like, you don't really need to know. Like some people really have been, oh, where do they mine the minerals to make the panel? I was like, hey man, I don't know. So thanks, Roberto. Appreciate you for sharing. Next up there, if you're able to unmute, it's Coffee Brown. You got a few minutes, a few seconds you can share with us. Tell us where you're from and what you're doing, or what do you still do besides solar?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am P. Coffee Brown. I super excited to be in this opportunity with everyone and learning and growing and becoming. Um, as far as what I do consulting. I also own a publishing company and a boutique, which this, like Sabrina was saying, just this is taking priority over other things because this is the one thing that can really produce significant results for not only my family but many families and many people. As I publish, I don't get the kind of residual. When I think about all the things that I've done, the kind of residuals that we get here, it actually is not, it doesn't match at all. So I just kind of think about it and just forge forward with the process and just do as I'm instructed and just keep doing it until it yields the results I want. You just got to keep following the system until the system gets inside of you so much that it's just like taking a bath. Seriously, I'm so serious. And then, you do the work and then the work will produce its fruit over time. I was thinking yesterday, and I'll say this and then I'll yield back. Um, I remember when I was selling insurance full time, I remember my mentor at the time, he used to say, go ahead and do the follow-ups. The fortune is in the the fortune is in the follow-up. And sometimes it would be like 2 or 3 months before that transaction turned into a partnership. And he'd be like, what's the problem? You did what you were supposed to be doing. Time has to do what it's supposed to do. So you do what you're supposed to do. Time does what it's supposed to do. And then once the opportunity meets, then you guys will connect. And I used to be blown away by that. It just seems like it was like, man, I want instant results. He was like, no, instant results most times don't last. So I'm super grateful that I got those everything that's happening in the H Town. Because when I tell you it's potential out here, it is potential in Texas for sure.
Yeah, especially having all of you out there, for sure it's gonna pop off. For sure it's gonna crack. But you see so far the amount of people, the quality of people that we have on the call so far, right? Um, People with some experience and other things, and that's the thing. You're bringing that mindset, you're bringing that professionalism just to something else. You just bring it
buy homes. We help people just fix their credit in general. I think credit is very important, so I don't think that's really going to fade away. So that's pretty much like my day job. And then in between that, and just like Coffee said, this solar thing is kind of taking over, right? I kind of make it a priority, right? The bigger potential's there, right? So for me, again, I've been doing solar for 3 years and it's become my priority. Now I'm starting to trying to do more of the team building. Sales and everything is great, right? I'm a mentor with the company. I've sold in different states. I got a couple installs in Texas, a couple sales in Las Vegas. I just got my recent sale in Arizona. My biggest sale so far, 56 panels. Let's go. So
Let's
that's my big
go.
so far over the weekend. Not over the weekend. I felt like the weekend, but we went to Vegas on Tuesday and Wednesday, which felt like Friday, Saturday. But we were out there, and the beautiful thing about this business is that on the road, I was able to do my Tuesday meeting. And thank you for Johnny taking over today's meeting. You know, today was my day, but Johnny was able to help me take over today's meeting. But last week we're on the road to Las Vegas. I did the weekly meeting via Zoom on my computer. This computer kind of gave out on me already. It got a little bit burned out already. So we'll see if we can get it fixed. I got a lot of information there that I need. So if not, we can get a new one. But yeah, in Vegas, I was able to close and lock in that deal from Arizona. So that one was a huge system, right? And this was from somebody that cold calling them, offering them the opportunity that we have here today. He got started. He came in with 2 bills. We closed one, and we're looking to close another one and a couple more over there in Arizona and out of the States. So thank you, everybody. That's it for now.
There you go. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit, guys, right now. But you heard what Luis said, right? He's been doing solar for a few years. Again, but he's still a professional. He still does other stuff, right? Is this something, if you guys are newer to the call, I see, like I said, I see some names that might be a little bit newer. You can do this while you're doing a few other things. Now, like I said, most of you, everybody in the call scene, I'm prioritizing this. This is not something that you have to sit down for 10 hours straight to do. You can time block. And I've shared my schedule. I shared the way I formulate everything. You can time block. You can set yourself some time blocks. Like, hey, I'm gonna do cold calling for 2 hours. I'm gonna hit some doors for 2 hours. I'm gonna do my follow-ups for 2 hours, and you can just set yourself up according to how you run your day. But you have to run your day, or your day's gonna run you. But thanks, Luis, and you shared your wins. So let's just show some love to my boy. Right, getting those 56 panels up on the.
Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna go in reverse real quick because I like what Luis did. He shared what he did, but then he also ended it with his win. So I kind of like that. So Roberto, if you can just share us your win really quick, and then I'm gonna ask Sabrina to share her wins as well, and Coffee to share her wins real quick, so that we can just get it all out the way all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a personal win, right? Aside from the business, is I had surgery last week. I practiced martial arts, jiu-jitsu, and I had torn my pec. I do have a heart condition, and so it was a little bit of a mission to get it clear from my cardiologist, but I finally got it done. So just wanted to share that personal win. Now on the business side, I have an installation going on today. I have another one next week in the city of Jurupa. I have an appointment this week with David Ramos, and then I did an appointment yesterday with a friend of mine. That was my first official personal sale. So he's gonna send me his parents and his sister's bill, hopefully by the end of the week.
Nice. I love it. Let's make some noise, show some love to Roberto. There you go.
And then my wife and I have a business presentation with a group of people tonight. We have a few real estate agents coming over, some lenders, people in construction, insurance agents. So I'm excited about that one.
There you go. Love it, Roberto. Always just building. That should be your middle name, Roberto Build. Oh, hey, bro, it makes sense. Right? Roberto, Bob the Builder. Ahí está.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Nah, we love it. Super active. Sabrina, we're going to breeze by you really quick. If you could share your wins that you have throughout the week, because everyone here should have some type of win.
Oh, sure, definitely. Just starting this morning, My husband actually got onto Facebook, put a post out there, said anyone interested in making some money, full-time, part-time, anytime. He got 6 immediate responses. He sent out emails, setting up appointments with that. Last week, we hit up about 4 or 5 networking events. I think the numbers on Friday when we ended, we were up to, on our 8-point system, we had like 72 points. So it's been huge, just hitting the pavement, talking to everybody, anybody, making appointments, having being part of Angel's team has tremendously helped us, along with Mr. Bean. So this here is we're unstoppable. So it's just a matter of putting in the hard work and reaping the benefits as we go along. Oh, I did help also a teammate close this deal. And then also we are leasing the home that we're in, and our the people that own our home are actually looking at putting in solar for us. So it's just been awesome. Calvin's headed that one as the mentor on it, and it's just been phenomenal just to see him at work, and the fact of being able to understand, to talk to my homeowner, that it's beneficial for all of us. So it's been awesome.
Love it. Love it. There you go. Wins after wins after wins, right? I need to play. I'm going to get that queued up one of these days in the background. I have the DJ Khaled, right? Or the T-Pain. All we do is win. I love it. I'm going to come back to you, Coffee, really quick as well. If you can share a couple of wins with us, and we can and I can call on the next person, because we didn't get your wins.
Hey, I love that. Sabrina, my boy Roberto, killing it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I did take a page from Sabrina. And let me say this. We don't benefit from each other. This is what I love about this business. We don't benefit from each other, but we benefit from each other. So everybody is putting their hands to the plow to make sure the next person besides them wins. And so Sabrina and I, we had a candid conversation, and she was sharing with me, because my position that I have with this organization, I don't have a set schedule. My schedule is really, really crazy sometimes. And I was sharing with her, it makes me a little bit, frustrated. And she was like, nope, you're going to have to make an adjustment here, make an adjustment there, do it this way, do it that way, do whatever it takes to make those adjustments. And so I said, all right, let me start applying that. So I did that on last week, and I left one of my clients for this organization that I represent. I left one of them, and I literally went to a networking event, stayed there for a few hours, and then over the next few days, I did some follow-ups. And that was the day when I had like 68 points from that day. And I'm just loving the follow-ups, and just learning how to just have the conversations, and just not be pushy or anything like that. It's either you want it or you want it. Just a matter when you're going to get it. So just learning how to have those conversations, and just, backing off some, so that way people, we don't need them. They need us. Definitely. They need us. So, changing the frame of mind, and just looking at it from that perspective, and being filled with gratitude for every opportunity to be able to have those conversations. So I did that networking event. Starting now, I've just started doing my postings on social media. I actually put a post in my community and got some traction from some of my neighbors who messaged me and said, hey, I need to know more about this blackout protection that you guys offer. Because our community, we forever having blackouts in Texas. Sabrina, she can tell you about that. It's always a freaking blackout. One way or another, something's blacked out here. And just sharing and just learning how to share, and the results are coming. So that's what I'm focused on right now, Johnny, just learning how to share. The results are coming. I posted with my Bill hat on when I was out and about, did a video on that. When I start getting traction on anything, I'm starting to communicate with people. So now just learning how to take those likes and those comments and transfer those into appointments and partnerships.
There we go. Active. All I heard was just activity. Just active. I love it. Next on my list, we can go with Gigi. Let's try to do it. I'm not gonna say hurry up. I'm just say let's, say who you are, where you're from, and what do you do, or what were you doing before solar, or what do you do alongside with solar, and then share a win with us.
Good afternoon, Gigi from Houston.
Yeah.
I kind of had a little bit of a setback this week. So now I'm just trying to reevaluate my approach. In solar, I am a um, property investor, and that's where my setback was. And so it kind of caused me to reevaluate everything that I'm doing right now. Um, and even in using my leadership in investing to kind of just shadow under them a little bit more and do a little bit more research, practice, apply. So I'm just in a place of reevaluating my priorities so that I can be successful.
And sometimes we need that. It's
Yeah.
okay, right? But we're here to help. That's the thing about Build is we have an excellent support system here as well. Sometimes you have to take a step back. When I started solar, I was doing construction full time. I tried to dabble in it, and I was like, to do this, I need to be a little more structured, because in my old job, they told me when to clock in, when to take a break, when to take lunch, when to clock out, when to drive home. So I had to kind of reel myself in and figure this out. And when I did, it was able to work. So sometimes we just got to not necessarily step all the way back, but just take a half step view, get ourselves a little more organized. And because I know me, I'm a procrastinator. I'm very forgetful. So I need these systems. I need that map, that calendar that certain people ask me for. I need that. And then I need my time tree to set my alarms for certain things. And then I need my phone to actually go off for certain alarms, or I will forget. So if some of you ever message me and tell me to get back, whatever, and if I forget, it's because I didn't put it in one of my alert systems. So it's not that I'm forgetting about you. It's just I know how I am. I know I got to do certain things. So know who you are, know what works best for you. And if you got to get yourself a little more organized, you need a little help with that as well, let people know. I needed help putting stuff together like that. It didn't happen overnight. I needed people to help me. Like, hey, look, try using this, try doing this, or try this. And I just learned a little bit of everything. But out of all that, I'm sure you're still able to pull out some type of win. There has to be. There were 7 days in between there. There had to be a win from point A to point now. So I'm sure you had a win, right? It doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be solar related, but I'm sure you had a win somewhere along the week. Can you share that with us? Any kind of win you had. Roberto shared his surgery, right?
Okay, yeah, I've received an awesome praise report at my church. One of my kids' teacher, he came up to me and he said, I don't know what you guys been doing over the summer, but I see he was already an amazing kid, but I see a huge change, a huge difference in him. He's a lot more helpful. He wants to be more engaging in class. He's very much open to talking more about Bible and about Christ and a lot more engaging. So that was something that really blessed me, because I've been praying like, did this work? This method that I have over the summer, I did not bring my kids to Boys and Girls Club. I did not put them in daycare, anything like that, because I really wanted us to bond. I'm in the process of adopting 2 of my kiddos. And so thank you so much. So I was wondering if what I was doing is working. So when I received that praise report, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. All right, let's continue on. Let's press on.
Look at you. You see how you just lit up? Look at you. You found some wins. And I'm happy that you're sharing that with us. Thank you. Because that's amazing, right? As great as it is to get an install, as great as it is to get paid, right? I'm sure what you just got right now, that's priceless. So thank you for sharing. Right now, you can take that momentum. That I see how happy you were glowing. Take that and continue to use that and take that energy and just harness and push it out through the rest of your day. I'm very happy to hear that. My boy Mark, I know we have supposed to have no training, but look, sometimes we need to, because there's a lot of new people coming in and out a lot of times. And there's some of you that have been here for a while. So it's good for us to sometimes just get to know each other a little bit and just see the diversity that we have here in the group. That it's not just solar pros. There's people that have other stuff and that are professionals in other backgrounds. So my boy Mark Stewart, if you could tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do or what you did before solar, or what are you doing alongside solar?
Oh, well, Johnny just let you guys know I'm Mark Stewart. I'm from, California. born and raised in Los Angeles. Before solar, I had no sales experience whatsoever. I was actually installing. I did solar installs. I started in 2020. I had a buddy of mine, he started up his company and needed some help. So I started doing that, and I liked it. It was good while it lasted. I did it for 2.5 years. It's just a lot of hard labor, especially, being out in the heat. And, I always had good relationships with the salespeople, the solar reps. So, they'd always try to tell me that, man, I should join the team, come on the other side. And, I wasn't much of a communicator like that. And I don't know, it just got to a point, some things happened in my life where I was like, let me give this a try. And, let me see what the hype is about. And, so far it's been about 1.5 years, maybe a little longer now that I've been on the sales side of it. And yeah, it's been life-changing. It's been great.
Share a
yeah.
win with us. I know you got some wins.
Yeah, wins for this week or within the last 7 days. I had an appointment scheduled for yesterday. A lady, she had a $600 bill, her and her husband. I'm for sure that was going to be a close, but it got rescheduled because her husband's father passed away. Yeah, so unfortunately, we weren't able to help them at the moment, but we will get them back, back on board in a few weeks, once, they get settled with everything. And I might have a recruit, Mr. Kevin, he used to work with us at the other company. So, yeah, I introduced him to everything, send him some videos, let him check it out. He likes it. So it's just a matter of time, before he jumps on board. That's the 2 wins I got.
There you go. Love him. Boy, Mark is active. Like you said, came in, no sales experience, pulled up, now he's one of the top guys I know that can just go out there on the doors, bang some doors out. No leads, no problem. I'll create them. Go out on the doors, bang some doors. Next thing you know, he got some bills. Mr. Bill Collector. And a good mentor as well. I mean, I don't know if he's officially mentor yet, like with the actual company, but Mark has been closing for a while, and he's been closing for the people I know. I think he might be maybe a few away from actually being a nationwide mentor, but Mark is someone.
One more to go.
There you go. You see, and he'll be on the board, but Mark is great. Next up here, the guys, if we could give us like a minute. I know we want to talk. We're got to speed it up because I do have something I want to share with you guys. So if we can take like a minute, where you are, where you from, give us a win, Mr. Dayon.
Sure. Thanks, Johnny. Great to see everybody. Well, originally from former Yugoslavia, I spent 30 years in Canada. I got 15 years in petroleum engineering, 5 years as a driving instructor. I'm 6 courses short of a doctor of acupuncture, and I like solar sales and door-to-door sales. And now I got bit by the network marketing bug. So now I consider myself primarily a network marketer and secondarily like a door-to-door salesperson. The last week has been primarily focused on the Rain H2O appointment setting. I've had 2 sits and I've had another 5 appointments that I set for Rain H2O. So I'm lock and load.
There we go. Right. Talk about persistence, talking about making it happen. Captain, there we go. Captain Dayon sharing some win with us. I love it. I say who here? Johnny Montes. Well, that's me. That's my other phone. Ava, if you're able to share, you're more than happy. I know you said you might not be able to.
Yeah, I'm gonna log in real quick, but it's great to check in with everyone. Congratulations, everyone, and all your wins. Sounds really great, encouraging. I signed up with the group at the beginning of the summer, and my dad had just passed away. So all these people that I didn't know were swooping in and trying to take, everything that I had. It was just a crazy time. And so, but I was very focused on, just stability and this opportunity, right? And what I do is I work in administration as an account manager, and I also do skincare and cosmetics. Okay, that's the other thing that I do. But I'm really excited about this opportunity. I am in Texas. I'm looking forward to connecting with the other people in the area as well. So I'm really looking forward to that and just to fill in the gaps. My wins are like Roberto. I had like a partial health win. Had some imaging done, waiting on results. So, looking forward to good news for that. But I had a partial win there. And then in solar, my wins are that I have two people that are very interested in hopping on board. So I may have two new recruits. So I'm looking forward to that. I just need to get them online to complete it. So, and I'm not used to people saying no to me. They're either straightforward, they say yes or no, right? But I'm not used to people saying yes and then not following through. That's what I'm dealing with now. So it's just, I'm not 21. I'm well past that, but that's new for me in life. So
I get it. Sometimes you gotta dang near zap people into doing it. I have a few of those right now. I have a few stragglers too, waiting around saying, "Hey, I love it. I love everything. How do I get started?" You get started like this. Here's a link, and then I'm checking my email, and no congratulations. Say, hey, what's going on? Right? I had someone finally kind of admit to me saying, "Hey, I'm waiting for a little money." He didn't want to say that he was low on funds. People sometimes we're prideful people who don't want to admit it. And that was his thing. He ended up, right, this is my job. I had to dig and be like, hey, well, what else is and finally he got to like, hey, look, well, I'm waiting for a little money. Oh, no biggie. You're ready, you know where to find me.
Exactly. But thank you for, allowing me to check in with you guys today. I appreciate it.
Always. Thank you.
I also have an important win to mention, which is, speaking of money, which lots of money is on its way to us. I had 2 tickets for day one. My wife wasn't able to make it, so I was able to convert my day one ticket over to Mentor Factory. So I'm coming.
Oh, I love it. There you go. There you go, Mentor Factory. See you guys there. All right, let's go down. Kathy, if you got a minute or two to spare with us, let us know where you're from and share a win. If you can't unmute, that's fine.
Hello, I'm Kathy Jewell, and I was sponsored by Sabrina Tumblin, and I'm excited about the industry. I'm not familiar with the industry. This is all new to me. I had an opportunity to come to the training in LA last weekend, or the weekend before, and just eager to learn the industry. I do have a few wins. Oh, I am a process server in the state of Texas. Also, I'm an entrepreneur as well. What drew me after Sabrina introduced me to the business, I was familiar with Mr. Sam Bean, so that was a plus. I was excited about that. I have a few wins. I've had to get a few no's out of the way. I've made my phone calls to some of the individuals on my list, and I've had an opportunity to send a video out to a realtor, and I'm following up with him today so that we can sit down and get him signed up. And his response to me was, he said, you need to send this video out to all the realtors that you know. He's ready to rock and roll, so I'm looking forward to that opportunity as well. I had an opportunity to share the concept with someone. I was actually paying a bill online, and well, not online, on over the phone, and went into a conversation with the individual. Was able to share a Spanish video with him, and I'll be following back up with that individual as well, coming off of the holiday weekend that we've had. So those were my wins. They're not big, but it's a start.
Love it. Look at you collecting bills while paying the bills.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm also registered for the next training that we're going to have in October, so I'm excited about that as well. I also came to the training in LA. I don't know, all of you may have seen me, but I was the one with the broke toe with the boot on.
Man, I hope you feel better. I hope you're feeling better.
Much better.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Those are some wins, right? You're paying a bill. Next thing you know, you're sending You guys hear what she said? She shared a Spanish video, right?
Yeah.
So do you speak Spanish?
I do not.
There you go. There you go. Right? She didn't even speak Spanish. She's like, hey, you sound cool. Hey, here's a video. Check this out. Get back
Yep,
to me.
I
I'll find
did.
a way to
I
talk
did.
to you.
Yeah, I'm determined to jump on board and have this to work in my favor. You know, I've heard them say, if you build the business, the people will come. So I'm just totally brainwashed that thing.
I love it. That's a good brainwashing to be under, right?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you for sharing. I see if
You're
got a
so
few.
welcome.
Thank you. We got a few people here want to go through, and then we can, we're not gonna have much time for a great extensive training, but I think it's good for us to talk and get to know each other a little bit and see how everyone's week has been. And like I said, there's new people on here. I see Jarek, where I says Mr. First name iPhone, middle name Jarek, last name Bias, I believe. If I butchered it, if I said it wrong, I apologize. If you can unmute, tell us where you're from and what do you do besides solar or alongside solar. And you correct.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jerry Bias. I'm calling from Houston, Texas. And solar is my priority right now. I was a utility locator with USIC, United States Infrastructure. I'm no longer doing that. I've made solar my priority. Thanks to the amazing Sabrina and Eddie Weeks, who are my sponsors. And it's just a pleasure and honor to partner with you guys. Such an amazing group. I'm new to it. This is like my third week, and so I'm excited about it. I was actually able to get out to a networking event this week with Eddie, and small win, I was able to connect with some people, and I got two responses. I followed up with them this morning, and they reached back out to me this evening, and so we're gonna take it from there. And that's what I got right now. I look forward to an amazing future with you guys, and that's all I got.
Love it. And I think you guys are seeing a pattern here now, right? Who do we keep hearing? Sabrina, right? Sabrina got a good amount of people on her team on here. And she's on here herself, leading by example, right? Camera off, smiling, just sharing her energy as well. Her and the husband as well, right? We can't forget the we can't forget the hubby, right? Man, you guys are killing it. Half of the people here, if not more, are part of your team. So maybe that's something we need to do a little bit more is get our people in here so you can get them on the training, right? Make sure that you got them through the fast starts. Make sure that you got them set up. Don't just sign them up. Make sure you take them through the back office. Make sure they follow introduce them to the 8-point system. Introduce them to, when people ask, we have a system for a reason so that you can continue doing what you're doing. Because if you got to personally train everybody, you're going to get burnt out. We have an amazing back office with great training videos, intro videos. So, it seems like Sabrina's doing something right. We need to learn. Again, so let me see where I left off. Jerry shared with us. Again, I apologize if I butcher anyone's names. Romilyn Grace. I'm gonna go middle name Grace. If you got a minute, you can unmute, just say where you're from, correct me and accept my apology for butchering your name and share a win with us. Now we're moving along. 1, 2, 3, let's roll. Francisco already unmuted. So Francisco, tell us where you're from and what do you do besides solar? Give us a little win that you got throughout the week.
Hey everybody, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So what I do, I'm a musician. I play the violin with a mariachi band. So I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. So I'm 29, so I've been doing it for a long time. The first time I ever done sales was one year. Last year, I closed 3 deals, but the business never paid me, so they steal the money from me. I was working on a blitz, and so I had a really hard time, trusting solar again. So had one of my mentors, Robbie, he's part of the company. He introduced me into Build, and I looked into it, and right away I signed up, man. I saw the vision. I saw where this company is going to be in the future. And I'm in. And I went to California. I did meet some of y'all. I do recognize some faces, and I'm just excited, to keep learning, to keep improving my English, because I speak more Spanish. But I'm just taking myself out of my comfort zone. And right now I'm shaking because I don't talk English, with new faces. But this is part of my journey, to expose myself out there. And that's what I like. I like that you guys pump me up. You give me some gasoline. You guys are awesome. I just feel like I have a second family. And that's something that I haven't had in a big time. So one of my wins from this week, I'm going to do a lease on my mom's house. One of my uncle houses, he wants to go solar too, so we're gonna run the numbers for him and see if it makes sense for him. So I'm still working on that. For now, that's pretty much what I have. Yeah.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, man. We gotta give it up to Francisco, right?
Thank you,
man. We got Kathy over here sending Spanish videos. Because she didn't speak Spanish. We got Francisco unmuting and speaking English, getting himself, like you said, uncomfortable. But that's what we're here, man. This is a safe space. We're here to support you, help you out. If you ever need help, I do. I'm sure, like I said, Build has a bunch of people that support each other. But if you ever need something in Spanish as well, I'm here to help you out. Just know the back office does have a lot of sizzle videos and prospecting videos that are in Spanish. So if you ever need them, use them. They're right there. They have a sizzle video for customers, one for potential partners. And we also have some trainings, and we have the opportunity meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:00 in Spanish. So if you ever have people that speak Spanish and you want to introduce them to the business, make sure to invite them every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
But yeah. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing with us, man. We got you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Who did I miss? Gabby. Did I call her Gabby? Is she unmuted? Because some of the names moved around a little bit. So, Gabby, if you're here and I haven't called on you.
Yes, I spoke.
No, Gabby Tolburn.
Oh.
Gabby's not here. We can move along in 3.
I'm listening, but I really can't share right now, guys.
No biggie. It's okay. Thank you for letting us know. And the last one I got here is Mr. Brad G. Mr. Brad, if you got a few minutes or a few seconds, you want to share with us, where you're from, what do you do besides solar or alongside solar, and share a win.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm Brad from Illinois. I came over with Tony Denner, and I knew JC too at Power. So I've been doing solar a little over 2 years, but prior to that, I had solar in a couple of houses. So, and I've driven electric cars for quite a while. So everybody kind of looked at me like the guy that's supposed to know all this stuff, right? So I figured I might as well just start selling solar. What else, man? I don't know. Live in Illinois, 3 kids. Busy day, man. First day back from a long weekend. I got a lot coming at me today, but I wanted to jump on here.
Thank you.
What am I missing, man?
A win, just a win. You can share a win or some wins that you pulled out through the week.
Yeah, for sure. What did I have? I signed one up over the weekend, and I had an install last week, so I guess that's a win.
There you go. Of course, that's a win. There you go. Yeah. So nonchalant. Like, I just signed one and I had an install. That's pretty much it. We love it.
It's good. I appreciate what you do in this group, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sharing. And we appreciate those that open up and share so people can see the variety. I'm sure you guys have seen, right, from the first to the last person. Everyone's just so different. Everyone's doing their thing, but everyone now we're here together at Build for, you could say a common cause.
Sounds great.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Is anyone I missed? I don't think so. Okay, cool. I don't think so. Well, now, for those of you that do know me now, I know there's a few people that hopped in. Johnny Montes, Hawaiian Gardens, California. It's literally, my city is literally 1 square mile. City is 1 square mile. It's the city of Long Beach, which is just a huge city. There's this freeway. Once you go east of that freeway, you run into the city of Hawaiian Gardens, and then you're not even done listening to a song and you're already at the end. And then it's officially Orange County. So it's like the little gap between Orange County. It's a city that was going to disappear multiple times. It was going to get swallowed in, become part of Long Beach, Los Alamitos, Cerritos. Different cities are going to swallow it up. But actually, they ended up building a casino in 98, 97, something like that. And the city now thrives. But last week, I got tagged to a few appointments. We had to sit with this guy, Will. Will's he's not on here because he's working, but he's on a roll. So we were able to close the deal on Sunday. So we banged one out. So shout out to Will for making that happen. And then last minute, I had to sit yesterday. Someone called me, hey, man, I got a bill. Can you make it happen right now? Give me about an hour and a half. Just let me prep everything. Boom, boom, boom. Set it up. Sat with them. They're shopping. They didn't close that one. They're shopping around. And sometimes people are just not going to close on the first one. It was their introduction to solar, but I know I did a great job because it was her and her husband, and she had her dad on the presentation. And the dad's like, after, I would say about 45 minutes in, the dad's like, hey, I got to hop off, but Johnny, here's my address, here's my square footage. Can you put something together for me and give me a call? So sounds like the dad was more ready to go than the daughter. She's thinking about it, wants to go cash or PPA. She's not sure. The dad's like, man, this sounds good to me. Here's my information. Give me a call. Let's lock something in this week. So let's see how that goes. Should go good. But I hope you guys saw, right? Again, the diversity, the different people that we have, different backgrounds, different places in the country, but we're all here to make something happen, and we're all here to help each other out. Let me see. I have 2 things that we could either go over, and I'll leave it up to you guys. Either we can vote. We have a couple things, right? Because we only got like 10 minutes. I don't want to hold people up too long. But different pillars of lead generation. You guys already seen me go through that. Your approach, the flow of your door approach or your phone approach, whatever you want to call it. Or your presence. Excuse me, no. How to knock an area, your door approach flow, or pillars to lead generation. So 1, 2, and 3. You guys got like 10 seconds to vote. And whichever one you guys pick the most, I'll go with it.
I vote for lead generation.
Okay. As a matter of fact, let me ask, is there anything anyone is specifically struggling with that you're like, man, since we only have a few minutes, is there anything that someone here is struggling with or had trouble with during the week? You know, we have a few mentors here. We have Luis, we have myself, and there's a few other people here that are experienced. There's something you guys are struggling with that you, maybe a question that has been unanswered that you might need a little help with, or something that you're uneasy about?
Let me share really quickly about this, which is that I noticed that when there's like a little hiccup of sorts, and I have a tendency to kind of get my knickers in a twat, or whatever the expression is, like just kind of like get a little tiny bit bent out of shape. And I go like, well, dude, that's not helping you. I kind of self-talk. So I realized that if I sort of have kind of like I call it an emotional dysregulation about like, oh, something little went wrong and now it's extra time or whatever. And I just realized that that's not healthy for me. And really, for me to go to the next level is I need to like be more forgiving of my own mistakes, of any little mistake that somebody else might make, because we're here to win big. And so I just thought that would be helpful for me to share, for everybody to potentially, take what you like and leave the rest.
All right. Thank you for sharing it. Like you said, eat the fish, spit out the bones, right? We all go through that. This is, if you guys are new to solar, right? You're going to get familiar with the solar coaster. You're going to get very familiar with the solar coaster because it goes up, it comes down. There's times you're going to sit with people and they're going to sign everything. It's going to be amazing. Woo, Johnny, we love you. Hey, Mr. Setter, this was amazing, beautiful, perfect. And then an hour later, or even 2 hours later, or the next day or a week later, hey, we want to cancel. Right? We want to cancel. And next thing you're like, what was all this stuff that, you guys fed me? We had dinner, right? Thought we had a bond. And now you're going to cancel on me. What's going on, right? Don't take none of that personal. It happens. I think JC said it right. If you get 100 cancels, that means that you're doing something right. So it's okay, but it is our job to secure that and do what we can. Answer the questions right. Sometimes that means that us as the closers didn't answer certain things. Maybe I should have gone to the agreement a little better with a certain homeowner, right? Maybe I should have slowed down. Maybe sometimes people just sign documents. Cool, let's do it. Let's get it out the way. And they read the agreement later, like, oh, wait, I didn't know about this. It's like, okay, maybe I should have taken my time and read the agreement line for line, word for word, or at least skimmed through it with the homeowner, so it can be a little stickier. Maybe there's certain questions I didn't answer, right? Just don't be hard on yourself. It happens, some do, some don't. So what? Do your best, and let's move on to the next. Yesterday was funny because it was a perfect example. My sit on Sunday and then the sit I had yesterday was a perfect example. I asked the reps, right? Because I am actually going to share this with you. I already know what I'm going to share. Some of you that have been tuning in have seen this multiple times, right? Your flow, right? The flow, this is for the door approach when I put it together, but this works for phone calls and this works for presentation, right? Understanding where we're at, stating the problem, right? You guys will see here a few lines in. It says, put a magnifying glass on the problem. This is where I want them to get, quote unquote, emotional, right? This is the part where I remind them, hey, I know you have a job. I know you have your car note. I know you have your house payment, but this is still a problem that you have, right? Our job is to remind them of that problem and how it affects them on a day-to-day basis. So what I do is I put a magnifying glass on that problem. This is where I want them to get emotional. Both of my presentations, if Will was here, other people that have worked with me here would tell you, most of my presentations, when we get to that part, I had the lady yesterday on Zoom say, I wish Yudi was here, she can tell you. The lady said, oh my God, I didn't know this call was going to be so depressing. Right? Because I broke it down and I showed her, look, this is what you're dealing with. And this is what I showed her. I'm going to show you guys. What was her name? Right. So I broke down the bill. This is what I was showing her right here. But look, she says she knows she's not going to be on care much longer. So she's like, forget about the care discount. I know I'm going to lose it. So her bill was $446, but add $181, right? And what I do is I pull out my calculator and I do this in front of them so that they can see it. I'm not just showing them stuff. I mean, I'm not just telling them things, I'm showing them. Because, yeah, you can talk all you want, but how about you show somebody? So their bill was $446, right? Plus the care. But she says, I'm losing the care discount. Don't include this. Okay. Plus 181. This is what her bill really should have been. $627. But check this out. All right. Delivery charges. This is the cost to deliver your electricity. Because most of our power in California is coming from out of state. We're a net importer of power. So you guys, anybody in the chat, answer this for me. Do things that you import usually cost more or do they cost less? Right. Even down to your socks, down to your underwear, right? Doesn't matter. If it's imported for the most part, usually it might cost a little less. Just depends where you're importing it from. Well, check this out. Delivery charges include transmission, distribution. Pretty much half of the bill was just to get the power to their house. Right. Not only that, what I also showed them was, I showed them this. This is the problem. This is a legal notice that got sent out last year to Southern California Edison customers. And it's talking about residential month billing using 500 kilowatt hours per month would increase approximately 6.2% per month, right? So I told her, look, this was sent out last year. Residential bill impact per month, care or non-care, they don't care. 6.2% increase, right? I took her back to her bill. I showed her, hey, I'll show you guys right now because I swapped out of it. 6.2% per month anytime anybody uses over 500 kilowatt hours, right? That was last year's legal notice. This is this year's legal notice. Check this out. Edison's asking for an additional $1.895 billion increase. So 22.6% increase over 2024. That already happened. So not only did their bills go up 22.6%, if they use over 500 kilowatt hours, it also goes up an additional 6.2%. Right? Now I told her this. Like, okay, Suzanne. So your bill's going to go about 6.2% if you're using over 500 kilowatt hours here. So if we look at this right here, how many months did you actually use under 500? None. She never used under 500 kilowatt hours. So that means that she's going to get hit by that every month. That's when she's like, oh my God, I didn't know this call was going to be so depressing. Right? But that's my job. That's my job. My job is to show you the problem. But not only am I showing them the problem, you'll see me here specifically state, I put a magnifying glass on that problem. And if somebody wants to go in debt and they're like, well, I don't know, right? I show them. Cool. Let's break this down for you. Because initially I had a different breakdown here with the care discount, but she's like, don't do it with the care, please. Because I know I'm going to pay more. So we use what they paid. I divided that by how many kilowatt hours she used that month, which was 1643, paying about 38 cents per kilowatt, right? 38 cents times her annual usage, which we got here, which was 10,509. She's paying pretty much $4,000 for electricity per year. And if we divide that by 12, her monthly average is 332. But now anytime that she uses over 500 kilowatt hours, now that average went to that. Plus, now that's that. Plus, now that's that. Yeah, see what's going on? So people's rates are going up. She's like, yeah, my bill was like, this is the highest. I've been here. I've owned this house for 15 years. This is the highest bill I've ever received in the history of my life. So she's going solar. It's just this is her first solar experience. She lived in Ontario, California, area that gets knocked very heavily. So it's the first time seeing solar. She wanted to see that, hey, I want to sit with a few other people, see what other options they have. And I'm like, cool, do it. I know that we're the best. I've worked with different companies. I used to lose the freedom forever all the time. Now I know why. So yeah, go take a peek, go look. You know, do you guys price match? Depends. Depends. It has to be apples to apple comparison, and I can only do so much for you. But I feel very comfortable you going out there shopping around. And as long as it's a high quality company, there's no one that's going to, because that's what she was looking for too. I want someone that doesn't subcontract. I know someone that's been around, someone with good quality. Well, when it comes to top tier, longevity and quality and pricing, I don't think there's any other company out there that can beat us. I know because I've competed. So I feel very comfortable. She's going to be calling me back. And her dad's like, hey, I'm ready. Let's hop. So this is the magnifying, right? Putting the magnifying glass on the problem, getting them a little bit emotional, right? And then providing the solution. Give me 2 more minutes, guys, and we can roll out. And then this is why the dad was like, hey, Johnny, here's my number. Here's my stuff. Hit me up. Because like, yeah, this is the problem. But here's a solution. Hey, man, look, the way it works here, as long as you're the homeowner, you get enough sun hours and your house qualifies, you get to generate your own power right on site. Right? Your neighbors aren't hitting the lottery. The ones that are going, they're not hitting the lottery. So it works. It's already fully funded programs. You don't have to pay for parts, installation, permits, nothing. As long as your house qualifies, though. And that's when he's like, Johnny, I got to go. Here's my number. Here's my address. Can you see if I have enough sun hours? right? That's what I told you. You have to have the sun hours. You see if I have enough sun hours, just, and give me a call because I want to make this happen, right? This is where I took him from that emotional state to being logical. Super easy. This. You generate your own power on site. Therefore, you eliminate what's going on with the utility, right? You got to take them through that roller coaster, but you got to be in charge. You got to be the one at the front. And now this is the same thing whether it comes to recruiting, whether it comes to door knocking, whether it goes to cold calls, where it comes to presentation, right? You got to have a flow. That one happens to be the flow from my door approach or my phone calls approach, but I use that same flow for my presentations. And I have an advanced one for presentation flows, but that's, a lot of people here are doing more lead generation and stuff like that. So we can save that for another day, but it's 1:06. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions before we head out of here?
Hey, is there any way to get a copy of that presentation or just that flow of how you go through that?
So what are you doing?
Yeah, the actual presentation slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have an iPhone?
No.
No.
Android.
Okay, this because it's on a. I might not be able to send. I'll see if I can email it to you.
Okay.
So text me your email on WhatsApp or whatever, and I'll
Okay.
see if I can just send it to you via email.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's because it's on a Keynote. It's on an Apple Keynote app. So let's see if it transitions. But if not, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Anybody else have any questions? Any questions, concerns? Anything you guys want to get addressed before you head out on the field or on the phones? We're here to help. You got me, you got Roberto, you got Luis, you got a few other people here that do have some sort of experience that we can help you out with.
I have a question. It's about the Vote app. I believe that's like the white pages to be able to make cold calls. Is that
the Volt app? I don't know. I don't use it much, to be honest. I have a different app that I use. I'm not super familiar. Luis, are you familiar with the Volt app, or Roberto? Any of you guys, Dayon, any of you guys familiar with the Volt app?
Well, I think Gigi's question is it like the white pages to generate leads or to make calls? And the answer is no. That's like a repository of the people that you've talked to from door knocking, that you have a record of who you talked to and what the result was.
okay?
I think that's kind of where she was asking.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was like the white pages generator for cold calling.
I do have an app that I follow and I can share with you. If you guys those that are ready to hop off, you guys are, thank you. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. But I did want to show an app that I use. It's called Landglide. I don't know how accurate it is in other states, but I use it here. And it gives me homeowners' names. Sometimes it will give you their phone number. I don't know how accurate it is, right? The phone number part, but boom.
My friend from Texas recommended it too. So it's like nationwide.
Okay, there you go. Landglide, right? It tells me the homeowner's name, Edgar Flores, right? And Tammy Flores. And then it has if they're owner occupied, right? So it's high probability that they're the homeowner.
All right, that's great. Thank you.
Sometimes it will tell you not owner occupied. Oh, these are homeowners. Okay, looks like I need to go back and knock this area. But yeah, there's little tools like this that you can use. And that was going to be my thing today was how to knock an area properly in the tools that I use. So we can save it for another day. But hopefully that Landglide is a good app. Hopefully that helps out. All right, guys. If no one else got any questions or anything they want to ask or say, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate your participation. Thank you for sharing your guys' little background, what you guys do, and what you guys did.
BNI Chamber of Commerce. That's what I want to say. That's a great way to establish relationships and cross-refer with other professionals, which we all know about, but it's always good to remind ourselves.
There you go. Thank you, Dayon.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Johnny.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. You guys know what's up. If you guys thought this was cool, we had a good time, just show some love in the WhatsApp so people know that they're missing out. Get your teams on here. You saw Sabrina, you're going to see her team going to be killing it because her team was on here. It was a Sabrina party. It was just me talking. So have a good rest of your day, guys.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
Mentor Factory. Get your tickets.
Thank you, Johnny.
Hey, Francisco.
We will, man. We will.
Francisco.
Yes.
Hey, I sent you a message, bro. I was born and raised in Mexico, so I know exactly how you're feeling. I know exactly what you're trying to do, and I really respect that and admire that. Came here when I was 18 years old, bro. So I know exactly what it feels like.
Oh man, yeah. All right, bro. You text me on WhatsApp.
Just sent you a message on the group chat.
Group chat. Okay. All right. I will add you there.
All
So
right.
you're from Mexico, right? You said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Nice to meet you, man. Roberto.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Roberto es uno de los chingones, uno de los buenos. Y te va a dar una, ¿cómo se dice? Buena guianza. Y también aquí estoy yo, te hablo español.
Okay.
Algo, ocupas, translation con algo, lo que sea. Mira, ya tienes el contacto Roberto, tienes a mí. Pero Roberto es uno de los, como dijo él, no tiene tanta experiencia, pero he's a student, man. I'm learning from him. I need to learn more of some of the networking stuff. Okay. Roberto's on it. So, man, that's a great contact to have. So si lo tienes, úsalo.
También te tengo a ti, así que tengo
varios.
Tengo el privilegio. Muchas gracias por todo.
Gracias a ustedes.
Muchas gracias. Estamos en contacto, muchachos.
John is the man. Thank you, John.
God bless you guys.
All you guys. Learn from all you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.